I hope. I hope he is. Speaking of the future, has the vote taken place yet in the House on DC statehood?
Let me check.
It will. If it hasn't, it is imminent. And I believe it's going to pass today. You have 700,000 residents in Washington, D.C. They pay federal taxes. They go into the military. They serve on juries. They do everything that an American citizen in any other place in America does. And the only difference is that they have no federal representation. It's bizarre. It really is bizarre. Just coincidentally, it is a majority minority city, or however they call that. And no representation whatsoever on a federal level. Democrats today, for the first time, and I think I think it's the first time in almost 30 years that there has been a vote on statehood for Washington, D.C. And it certainly would be the first time it ever passes. Then it goes to the Senate. And this really, really upsets Tom Cotton. This may be something that he's on fire these days because he is already starting to smell 2024. Here's Tom Cotton explaining why these people don't deserve any representation in the Senate or in the House.
Most of Washington was under the control not of the federal government, but of a left-wing politician like Muriel Bowser, who frequently takes the side of rioters against law enforcement. Would you trust Mayor Bowser to keep Washington safe if she were given the powers of a governor? Would you trust Marion Barry? More important, should we risk the safety of our capital on such a gamble? Now, of course, the Democrats will argue that the statehood bill doesn't entirely eliminate federal control of Washington because it preserves a small federal district that encompasses the White House, the Capitol, the Supreme Court, the Library of Congress, the National Mall, and a few other government buildings. What a humbling demotion from the grand federal city that President Washington and Pierre L'Enfant envisioned more than 200 years ago, which they hoped would rival Paris in size and ambition.
Pause it for one second.
By contrast,
now I should tell you, Parisians are fully represented. In fact, in every capital, in every democracy in the world, they have representation. The idea that you're going to have people in that the people in the White House are going to be in danger, or the people in in Congress are going to be in danger because you can't trust the mayor of Washington, D.C. to protect the federal buildings from this majority minority city. I mean, I hope people understand the subtext that's going on here with Tom Cotton. Is there more? Let's play it.
By contrast, look at this ridiculous map. Look at it. The Democrats propose to turn Washington into little more than a gerrymandered government theme park, surrounded on all sides by a new state, controlled, of course, by the Democrats. The federal government's safety and independence cannot be assured by such a laughable district. Again, look at it. It's got 90 sides.
What?
A mere city block, less than 200 yards, separates the White House from the proposed boundaries of a new state, governed at present by a politician who hates the president. The Supreme Court and several congressional office buildings are right at the edge of the map, separated from the new Democratic state by the width of a single city street. In the event of an emergency like the Philadelphia Mutiny of 1783, those narrow boundaries could jeopardize the operations of the federal government.
Is this guy out of his mind? Is he really making a case that we can't have Washington, D.C. become a state because the federal territory carve-out is too militarily vulnerable to that state? Is that what he's saying?
It'll become the Black Panther Antifa state, and it'll encircle our federal government.
And what does he think? Like, there's going to be some type of blockade? They won't allow food in or something? That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's nuts.
Isn't it? And that's guy, I'm telling you right now, he is the presumptive front runner in 2024. He is attempting to inherit the mantle of Donald Trump if Donald Trump loses in 2020. Tom Cotton will be out there saying we need to spring Donald Trump from jail. Knock on wood.